Coming up on Michigan Replay, the Wolverines bounce back and get back on track with a much-needed win over San Diego State. We'll have the highlights. We'll also look ahead and preview a wide-open Big Ten race that should find Michigan in the thick of it. And we'll scout the Hawkeyes of Iowa, a league opener with the stakes very high indeed. All that and more coming up next. Michigan Replay with Lloyd Carr is brought to you in part by The Joy of Pepsi and by Big Boy Restaurants. Big Boy makes you say, oh boy. Hello everybody and welcome to Michigan Replay. The Wolverines have a tough one against San Diego State but pull it out 24-21. Congratulations. That's a good football team you beat on Saturday.
Yes, it is. And, Jim, they're going to win some games, and they certainly came in here ready to play.
They have some athletes, and they're defensively a very good team. You know, the name San Diego State isn't like the name Nebraska or Southern Cal, but they're a good football team with an outstanding defense.
Well, they going into this game, the preparation we had done over the summertime, and, of course, the starting game against Idaho State, it was very obvious that they're well coached and played extremely hard. A year ago, they lost in Columbus to Ohio State 16-13, Jim, in a game they felt they should have won. Okay, as we take a look at the first half highlights, I'd personally like you to open things up a little earlier, would you? Well, Jim, I wanted to shed my conservative image here. And,
first play of your possession.
Well, actually, Terry Malone in a play that we felt we had a chance to get behind him, and Braylon Edwards made a great individual play. Should have been called for a penalty there, taking his helmet off. You cannot do that. But the excitement of it was unusual to start a game with a long touchdown pass.
Then you get an interception here.
And Shazor made an outstanding play. Jim Herman made a great call. Marlon Jackson was free off the open inside, caused the interference, and we're going to go for another score. We had a guy open, but we dropped protection there. And now you talk about a sudden change situation for our defense. Jason Avant makes a great play to give us a chance down on the 2-yard line. But we can't keep them out of there on an unbalanced formation here. They pitch the sweep, cut it back, and instead of us being up 14-0, it's a 7-7 tie.
It's a 7-7 game at this point, and that's kind of a big turnaround. One thing you wanted to do, and you said so last week, was run the ball, and you really did get some creases.
Well, Jim, we felt like we made some real strides in practice. We blocked, I think, much better. I thought we got much movement, and we got a number of running backs, some experience there. Mike Hart got a big day, carried the ball 25 times.
He's the young freshman right here from Syracuse, and he had a nice day, over 120 yards rushing.
Well, he did, and but Jermaine Jackson did some good things. Pierre Rembert had some good plays. Tim Bracken's got the play. We got a number of guys in there.
And you stall a little bit, but you get a field goal out of it. Garrett Rivas kicks it from 39 yards. You get a 10-7 lead. Then you're right back in business.
Well, here, Roy Manning, a hustling play coming off the left side, stays after it, knocks the ball loose, and Lawrence Reed picks the ball up. And when your defense can score, the emotion, the things that it does for them and for their morale. And they come back here with the longest play of the game. Really, the only really negative play all day long for our defense, but it sets up what I think is a well-executed halfback pass for a touchdown. That's a play, if you execute it that well, it's hard to stop.
Sometimes you got to say, hey, the other guys executed that, and that's a perfect play.
It was a split flow play with misdirection. And now we give Clayton Richard an opportunity to come in and play some quarterback here. He makes a good throw, and Braylon gets stripped, and now we put our defense in poor field position, something we've done far too much this season, Jim.
And then against your zone, they get free with their receiver Ortiz, and they move the ball down there. And this is where things get a little shaky here near the end of the half.
Well, there was a lot of different situations that we put our defense in. Here they get on a blitz, they get the quarterback on the edge, block the guy that had contained, and he beats Leon for the touchdown.
It's a
well-executed play.
All right, 21-17 at this point. You get the ball back with an opportunity to move. Plenty of time for you to get the lead back, and here's a key play in the game that the referees took away from you. They ruled this pass incomplete to Jason Avant.
Well, it's hard to understand how the back judge could overrule the linesman, but he did, and certainly that for us was a play that went against us that hurt us.
Would have been a first down.
Yeah, and of course those things even themselves out. There was another call later in the game, but here in a well-protected play, we got a guy that's going to come open, and Jason Avant slips. It would have been a good throw, but they get the turnover, and then our defense makes what I think is one of the biggest stops by causing a fumble here just towards the end of the half.
Well, Marlon Jackson caused it. Ophelia got on it. You get the ball back, and you're able to move the football in a position where you're trying to get a field goal. This is late in the second quarter.
Well, we do get it down there, and we missed the field goal to the left, and we've got to see exactly what happened there. We missed 2 field goals after making all of them a week ago.
You trail 21-17 at half. What was your thought going into the locker room? Because that was such an odd first half. It just didn't seem to have a lot of flow.
Well, Jim, I think we played extremely good defense with the exception of one play. But offensively, we turned the football over. And we did some great things in terms of our coverage and kick coverage. But the one thing we understood at the halftime, we got to stop turning the football over and keep playing great defense.
All right, when we come back, we will take a look at the second half highlights when Michigan gets the score that ultimately becomes the game winner. But first, we're going to hear from Matt Lentz, who talks about running the football is all about attitude.
It's our attitude today. We talked all week in practice about how we need to come out, run the ball, doing our part, how we need to lead the team, how it starts on the O-line, and I feel like we took a good step towards that today.
Michigan Replay takes you inside the locker room.
We had a couple schemes in there. We went left and right and switched up. We didn't stay, you know what I'm saying, it's left corner and stay over here, right corner and stay over there. But we switched it up a little bit just to have a little mix up in our D.
Michigan in the second half comes out trailing 21-17. It was interesting because at the beginning of the game, San Diego State chooses to take the ball instead of deferring, which gives you the ball in the second half. It couldn't have played any better into your hands, could it?
Well, Jim, I love to have the football at the start of the second half, regardless if we're ahead or behind. I think it's a great thing to have the ball coming out of the half.
And when you got it at the second half of San Diego State, this I thought was the best drive of the game.
Well, there isn't any question it was, and it was a decisive drive, well executed. Here on second down, Jermaine Gonzalez makes a good catch and a good throw from Chad Henne for first down.
Next play, you go conservative on it.
Yeah, well, we got to get rid of that conservative image, you know. But Chad makes a good throw. Braylon stretches out. Great field position now, and down 4. We need to do something.
And a key gamble here at 4th and 1 when you could have taken the field goal.
Well, you know, when you make that call, you always worry about not making it because you missed a chance to get points on the board. But I just felt we needed to make a statement here, and Chad makes a very good read. He read to the right first, came off of Jason Avant, and comes back to Braylon Edwards for the touchdown. And now we've got some things going. And
you've regained control in many ways. And the defense I thought after the first half, when you saw how San Diego State moved the ball, they shut them out in the second half. That was amazing football.
Well, you can't play any better in the second half than this defense played. They were outstanding, and here after a penalty, and we made them force San Diego State to re-punt the ball, our punt return team comes up with a very big play for us and gives us great field position again.
The only thing bad about this is you can't punch it in and you don't get any points out of it.
Well, you know, again, a week ago we kicked 4. I don't know. We've got to see if what the problem there is, because that's a kick normally that Garrett Rivas has been making asleep.
Here's a 3rd and 1 play, and Scotty McClintock smells it out and holds him from getting the first down.
Well, Scott played most of this game he hurt his ankle in the first half and continued to fight and play, and that certainly was a big stop.
And here's a great play on a third down by Leon Hall. Keeps them from getting the ball closer for a field goal to tie.
Well, you know, Leon is a San Diego native, a sophomore who's having an outstanding career. And our defense holds again and kicking into the wind at, towards the north end. San Diego State misses a field goal.
That's a 46-yard attempt, keeps you in the lead 24-21. And then you get the ball going on the ground
Well,
again.
we got a good sweep there, and if Jake Long can come around and get that linebacker, it may be bigger yardage there. But this kid, Hart, had some big plays in the second half.
And here's a turnover.
Well, the ball, Chad had a read to the left, came back, hit the open guy. He just didn't throw it accurately. The ball glanced off of Tim's hands, and now they got great field position again.
And they made some great plays. That's a one-hit. That's as good a catch as you can see.
That's as good a catch as you're going to see.
And that gives them a first down. They come back again, and again, here's a big play, sack and an intentional grounding, and this puts them back again for a longer field goal. These plays are huge.
No question. The great pressure paid off, and here again, into the wind. The wind wasn't great, but it was enough, I think, that played into those missed field goals.
After an exchange, you need this 3rd and 9 to really close the game out, and I thought this was as big a play as you're going to have in that game from a freshman running back.
Well, Jim, we motioned Braylon Edwards, and there's one of the plays where you can really appreciate what Braylon Edwards does without the football. He came in, cracked the safety, and that really was one of the key blocks on a very big play that allowed us to not have to punt the football there with a couple of minutes to go in the game.
And you were deep in your own territory too, so there was an opportunity, them to block that. A lot of things could have gone wrong.
You have a bad snap,
right.
You get a bad punt, you shank one, you get a block punt, you lose the game.
And that play was so critical, and it was one of those where you don't know which way you're going to go. You throw it, but you went conservative on me and ran it, but I think we'll all take it.
Well, twice on 3rd down in this game, Michael Hart, we ran that play for good yardage, first down yardage, and I think it's a mark that we did improve. We got better. We got a long way to go, but we did make some progress.
And that's what I was going to ask you. From Notre Dame week to this week against San Diego State, you said, I want to run the football, and you made a concerted effort, and you could see it in the results.
Well, Jim, every team takes a while, and we've got a lot of young guys in there, tailback. We've got some young guys in the offensive line. Jake Long started today, and I thought Jake made a difference in there, but it's ongoing, and the key is to get better every week.
A work in progress, and the progress will continue next week. Don't go away. When we come back, we will take a look at the upcoming Big Ten Wars. But first, we hear from freshman Mike Hart, who says he knows he wasn't out there all alone on Saturday.
It wasn't just me, like I said, I've been saying, the line just came together great this week too. We worked real hard in practice, repping the same reps, just to get everything going so we knew what we had to do. And the line just did a great job blocking today, opened up the holes, and I just tried to go from there.
Michigan Replay takes you inside the locker room.
Mixed opener, so you got to be ready to play. It's a new season. The season's over with, and like Coach Carr says, this is our second season.
Well, the non-conference schedule is over, and the Wolverines open Big Ten play next week against Iowa, but Big Ten season opens for everybody. And Coach, you got a lot out of the non-conference, didn't you? It got you ready for the Big Ten.
Well, I don't think there's any question. We couldn't have had a better schedule. I think we had a great experience on the road in terms of all of our young players. And in this conference, when you go on the road, every week you're going to play in front of a sellout crowd, and it's tough sledding. So we had 2 games here at home. Both went into the 4th quarter. You can't ask for much more than that as far as preparation.
All right, let's take a look at some of the teams in the Big Ten that you're going to have to compete against. And on the road, you're going to have to go to Indiana and take on a team that has a lot better team than many people give credit for. This is Hernandez-Jones.
I think Jerry DiNardo's done a great job. And a year ago in our game, you could feel them, begin to see a football team that's much improved.
And they beat Oregon on the road. And you know that's tough to do.
Well, I do. Yes, I do.
Then we go to Michigan State. Here's Jason Teague, their running back.
Well, Michigan State has a lot of quality receivers back. They're like us from the standpoint playing a young quarterback, but they get better every week.
And defensively, they've got some darn good players, and Eric Smith is one of their best.
Well, Eric Smith is one of the better safeties, a very physical, tough football player, one of the leaders on defense.
And maybe one of the best teams running the football in the country is Minnesota.
Well, if there's a better one, I don't want to see them. And two outstanding tailbacks, Marion Barber and Lawrence Maroney. These guys both have had just incredible seasons a year ago, and they've started off right where they left off.
Didn't Glenn Mason say it's the best team he's ever had?
Yes, he did. Well, I don't know about the best team he's ever had, but it's been the best team. It's the best team since he's been at Minnesota.
And then Purdue with a veteran quarterback. A lot of people thought these guys were going to be big-time players. Kyle Orton here to
well, Jim Stubblefield. who's I mean, it seems like he's been here for 25, 30 years. And it'll be good to see him.
He's a 12-year veteran.
But Orton, a lot of people are pushing him for the Heisman Trophy, but the big surprise, and Purdue's playing great defense again, which has been their trademark.
In Ohio State, of course, you've got to go to Columbus this year, and their team built on defense and special teams. And A.J. Hawk we saw, and Mike Nugent, you call him a weapon.
Well, Hawk's an All-American candidate, and so is Nugent. Nugent is a weapon as a kickoff man, won the game last week with a 55-yard field goal against Marshall as time ran out. And, of course, Lydell Ross is back for his third year as a significant player.
So the Big Ten, there's a lot of good football teams in the Big Ten. You got to play them all.
Well, Jim,
pretty much.
Yeah, I think, there's nothing different than any other year. You know that you're going to have to win on the road, and every week you're going to have to be ready to play. You've got to avoid major injuries. There's a lot of teams out there with the ability to win it.
And you look at how the schedule falls, the breaks that happen, who doesn't play who with this odd number, and Minnesota gets the biggest break of all. They don't have to play Ohio State or Purdue, and Purdue and Ohio State have a break because they don't have to play Minnesota.
Well, I do think Minnesota, of course, some people may feel it's a break not to play Minnesota, but and I certainly agree with that. But Minnesota, by virtue of not playing two of the better teams in this conference, certainly they've got to like their schedule.
Oh, I like their schedule a lot. The thing you've got is Minnesota in Ann Arbor. That could be their game for the Big Ten.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what their game is, because we got to worry about the one coming up this week.
That's right. And we will be back and talk about that game. The reason we didn't show you the Iowa Hawkeyes is because we're going to show you those next in our scouting report. But first, we hear from Pat Massey, who says the Hawkeyes are on Michigan's list this year.
This is it. I mean, we've had this one marked down for a while on the calendar, and this is what it's all about. And I'm glad we get to open with them. It's going to be they're a tremendous team, and we just need to prepare hard and go into it. Get ready for this Big Ten race.
Michigan Replay takes you inside the locker room.
This week kicks off the Big Ten. It's a whole different ballgame. The non-conference games are over. Iowa, it's 2 years in a row they've beaten us, and we're going to have our A game and come out and play hard.
The Iowa Hawkeyes show up in Ann Arbor next week, and Lloyd, this is a game that I know you and the players are very much looking forward to.
Well, we are, and of course for a lot of reasons, Jim, but this Iowa team they've done a great job, and they're in the last 2 years as good as any football team we played.
And the thing about Iowa football, this isn't a fluke, folks. These guys are good, and Kirk Ferentz has done an outstanding job down at Iowa, hasn't he?
There's no question about it.
And they've got talented players. That's the other thing.
Well, they've done a good job in every phase of the game, recruiting and in their off-season program. And where he took that program over, he's made great strides.
Well, Drew Tate's getting some time at quarterback, but Eric McCollum also may play. Not real sure about that. But boy, I'm telling you, Ed Hinkle, they can throw and catch and make plays.
Well, Hinkle is a great special teams player, a guy that can really run, and has made a lot of big plays in his career.
And Jermel Lewis is a guy that's hurt you in the past.
He hurt us 2 years ago here in Ann Arbor in the second half. Had a great half.
And defensively, you like these three guys a lot, don't you?
Well, I think Matt Roth and Jonathan Babineau are two of the finest defensive linemen in the country. And, of course, two great linebackers, Abdul Hodge was first team All Big Ten a year ago, and Chad Greenway, another All-American candidate. Jim, this is talent-wise as good a defense as we're going to play this year.
When you talk about a team like this, as you come off of your non-conference schedule, the direction you have to go to get Iowa, I mean, because it's a little different than playing a wide-open 5 wide receiver set in San Diego State.
Well, Jim, it's a 2-back team. They're going to try to run the football and play action pass. I don't think there's anybody that does a better job of play action pass in Iowa. They do a great job with the boot passes. The quarterback is on the run. But what we have to do, I'm not concerned that we're going to play hard, but we've got some improvements in terms of turnovers that we've got to get corrected.
That's the real big bugaboo, isn't it? That's the thing that's costing you games where you could have some breathing room and games that get tight.
Well, it cost us the Notre Dame game, and it could have cost us the San Diego State game. We've got to take care of the football, and if we don't, we're going to have a hard time being the kind of team we want to be.
Is that in practice just an emphasis where you tell everybody over and over, hold on to the ball, catch the ball, don't tip the ball?
Jim, turnovers are part of the game. The thing that we've got to make sure is that turnovers do not happen because we're careless with the football. I think we've been careless with the football at times, and those are the things that we got to put a stop to.
Well, you'll get a stop to them next week, and we'll have hopefully a victory to talk about over the Iowa Hawkeyes in the Big Ten opener. We hope you join us then right here, same time, same place, on Michigan Replay. Michigan Replay has been brought to you in part by Abso Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. By Chevrolet. Stop by your Detroit area Chevy dealers or log on to DetroitAreaChevyDealers.com. And by State Farm, providing insurance and financial services.